Also, Adar says he literally says his ideology in either episode 10th or 11th episode of season 4, the season you haven't
He
watched.
can say whatever he wants, but if you look at his actions and how he treats of others and does things, he really is just. He'll pick any dictator. He's also Stalinist. And the thing is, like,
We're about to get into
I
the.
honestly, speculation wise, I honestly believe they're setting him up to get his ass kicked by some righteous hero. Because like he's not done anything I would remotely consider a good person doing or like worthy of rooting for him. Like I'm waiting for him to get his ass kicked.
Yeah. How about we change the subject? So, like with Assassin from Another World, that actually brings into a question like when a character is brought in from another world with their memories. Not only that, he also gets chosen. Well, that's not a good topic. My brain is shutting off already.
I'll talk about it because I actually have a big writing issue with it. It's it's a big problem I'm seeing in modern anime, and I honestly think this is like um this is because people see anime like I don't let's go the one I know the best, Naruto. Um and they see those big fights with explosions and shooting off powers left and right. And they don't see that Naruto has over 1,000 episodes in its runtime. You will spend like actual dozens of episodes with him with the main character and other people training in the background, learning new powers. Like there is actual earned buildup to these cool fights. These fights are culminations of training and hardship, right?
Yes.
And then you get like I think it's like 12 episodes Assassin from Another World.
I'm having to remember. I think it's 12 or 14.
Yeah, the thing is, within 12 episodes, they want the big flashy fight Naruto earned. So they have to think of contrived and let's face it, lazy reasons for him to get new powers, to have the powers he does. Like, oh, he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's on a time limit, so he's training. He also comes from an assassin family. He's learning all these cool techniques. Also, he's super gifted with magic and just like figures out new shit on the spot. And it for to me it just gets boring because like he doesn't do that, and oftentimes, especially in the final episode, like he did with that weird Rods of God reference. Oh, spoiler! Spoiler alert! He finds an enemy he seemingly can't kill, and then he pulls some bullshit power out of his ass that he'd been training off behind the screens in like the second to last episode, and wins. And every anime like this, this is the trope you can see in every anime that follows this formula. And their favorite tactic is to go, the demon lord got bored and or just died and got reincarnated with all his powers. And
says, what about One Piece? 103 volumes, and the anime has 1,036.
I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen One Piece. I'm thinking of watching it, but the art style just doesn't quite do it for me. Like the way they shape heads, eyes, and faces, like I just can't get behind it. So I'm trying to work up the courage to get up and or the gumption I should say to go up and watch it.
We should make a YouTube series where we sit down and watch animes or movies, and I'm sure we could find a way to skirt copyright, but actually like react to it and all that. But as to your saying with the assassin thing, I do agree. It is like in context of the story, it makes sense. But at the same time, it also doesn't. Like, he is sent back in time to kill the hero. So the context for why he's sent to another world, he is the best assassin of the human world, you know. Like,
which is, it's a fun...
He's sent back in time, and he ends up getting assassinated, and he finally, you know, it has emotion and all that. Well, the goddess who takes care of that basically needs him to kill the hero. Why does he need to kill the hero? Because he needs to kill the hero by the time he turns 18. But he cannot do it until he turns 16. Why? When he gets sent back, the hero by the time he's 16 will have killed a demon and saved the world. So he can't kill the hero before he turns 16, before the assassin turns 16, because then the world will end because of the demon. So he needs the hero to actually do their job. Well, 2 years later, the hero basically lets power go to their head and becomes the bad guy and destroys the world. That's why he's being sent back in time, and the god lets him pick a bunch of stuff, which honestly, compared to the hero, he seems a bit underpowered. I think if I remember correctly, it was like he only got to pick 5 skills when most of the average humans in that time.
No, you're wrong.
Like
okay,
2.
you're actually that's the misremember. Most people get about 1 to 2.
Yeah,
he gets 5,
but
and the big hero guy gets 40.
Yeah, and most of the heroes are A class.
But the premise is fine. The issue is you get dropped. Basically, it's a writing trope they're doing, and I think it's late. And I'm not just saying this anime in general. I'm saying all anime that do this. You get dropped into a new world. You're the strongest thing alive. It's lazy, shitty power fantasy because it wants the big explosive fights from Naruto and Dragon Ball and One Piece that people talk about and make AMVs of, but it doesn't want to earn them.
Yeah.
You want it. It's basically the equivalent of making your edgy OC, and they're automatically cooler and better than everyone else, and they always get the girl, and usually they have more than one girl looking after them. And meanwhile, look at Naruto, and this is a really good example because of how they handle power scaling. Naruto, the main fucking character, wasn't even in the top 10 strongest until the final fight. It took him 500 episodes to make top 20. This is what you this is your character. This is actually a trope in writing. It's usually the old master, and in my case, using the example of Naruto, it would be Jiraiya as like this person, like the elder who's already gone and earned his powers in a previously epic story, and now they're a side character. Like,
yeah, dirty Obi-Wan, they're the old Ben Kenobi of a new.
The thing is though,
they're basically the old warrior who's finally laid down his weapons and is now teaching the new generation how it's done.
And also, the thing is though, they use that trope of the too lazy to use your power in this shitfuck lazy anime sets I've been talking about. It's called I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 years. It's about, and this is like as power fan as you can get. So this office lady dies, right? And the god is like, I like you. Go be a witch in this world all by yourself. Also, I'll give you a free house full of cool stuff. Also, you're immortal. Just because I like you. Literally, this is episode 1. And she gets dropped off, and then she goes and like do to-dos for 300 years killing slimes. And then it's revealed at the end of the episode she's the most powerful thing to walk the earth.
Sounds like what happens when I play Skyrim and I decide to give my character every single
perk. Hang on.
Adar says, you do know he's bullshitting his way through it and is going on the clueless whims of his guardians. It does come across as a dictatorship due to being supreme beings. However, in Season 4, it completely flips on its head for the most part as he works to improve those he has taken control over. Though there is a part he applies a heavy hand against another kingdom to show his strength to the world. Granted, this plan was made up by the Guardians instead of him, and he plays along. So
yeah, I'm going to fully admit this is where he's not like full like evil masterminding this shit, but at the same time, with the way he behaves, he really only cares about the Guardians and like the people Okay, so Kazi, have you seen Overlord?
I think me and Adar watched a few episodes.
Alright, so all his friends are. He was basically they're NPCs he made to guard his video game dungeon. Like on the this is another very easy guy saying like the day the video game was meant to shut down, he was logged in, and then he was suddenly awake as his character. Basically, he only cares about the NPCs he made because he made them with his friends, and he fits in. The only thing I like about Overlord is he fits into a very rare trope of a character that is incapable of making new happy emotions, so they desperately cling to the times when they were happy. It's a very rare character trope to see. But basically, the Overlord, because he can't. As an undead, he's unable to feel strong emotions, so he clings to the ones he felt when he was still alive. So this leads him to act like his friends are the only ones that matters, because he's unable to form new strong attachments. And No, like, well, I agree. He does. I've seen him do good things. Like, he really only does them out of a vague sense of right and wrong that he had from when he was alive. As we and you see this one, the adventuring group he was traveling with is found brutally tortured to death, and he doesn't really give a fuck because they didn't mean that much to him. Like,